Hello, fiber fans, friends and followers. I'm Beth and I am here to talk to you about all the knitting things as well as holiday happenings that I am getting into. I'm very excited about what I'm doing with my knitting. I have something coming up that I'm participating in that I want to tell you all about that I should have mentioned last time and it just slipped my mind. So, let's get into it. I am again wearing my Letho cardigan because I blocked it. On the last episode, I hadn't blocked it yet, and I was wearing this kind of puckery, the ribbing was pulling up and everything like that. So I machine washed it in a mesh bag, and then I laid it flat to dry. Even though the yarn band had said that it is tumble dry safe, I kind of didn't feel like I would want to do that. That just scares me. I don't know. Maybe some of you are more comfortable with that because, if it says that, then you should be able to do that. But I felt like, especially with it being the first time I'm wearing it, I don't want to do that. I don't want to end up with heartbreak afterwards. So, I went over all the details on how I modified the pattern and the yarns that I used and everything. So if you're interested in more of that information, that is on last week's episode. So please feel free to go back and watch that one if you haven't seen it yet. I did a twirl in it this morning. I will insert that here and you can see the whole thing more fully and close up. And I paired it with a lovely purple t-shirt and some gray sweatpants, which, the finest I own. And what else do I want to say about this? I like the way it lays now that I have blocked it. It seems like it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as puckered, which is, that happens when you knit things. That's how they come out. So very happy with the way it turned out. I'll be wearing this all the time at school. The next thing I want to talk about is I have no other finished objects, so I'm going to go into whips. My first whip is, I'm very excited about this. I think I talked about it a little bit on last week's episode. It is being housed in this fantastic sweater size bag. It is, I want to say, right here. Bags by Awesome Granny. That's what I thought. And you can find her on Instagram and on Etsy. And this is my Hinterland Sweater by Jennifer Steingass. I have finally gotten into the yoke of this thing. For the longest time, all I had complete on this was just like a little bit of collar. I think I had maybe, and like for a full year, I had just that collar. So I casted it on last year around this time just to say I casted it on. And now I've got something to show. I did alter the pattern, gave it a fold over neckband. It is supposed to just be just a few rows of ribbing. And then it's more, it kind of looks boat neck-ish on the pattern. So I do anticipate this will pull down and be a bigger collar, but I went far more rows than were recommended in the pattern. I did not get gauge on this. I keep measuring my gauge as I go. I did a lovely little gauge swatch and didn't get gauge. I'm getting 24 stitches over 4 inches, and the pattern recommends 22. Obviously, because different yarn is going to give you different things, and my personal gauge is different. The pattern calls for La Bien-Aimée merino singles, and I'm using sock yarn. So that's the difference here. I'm going for kitschy, Christmassy, and I think I'm pretty well achieving kitschy, Christmassy, somewhat more classy. It's not exactly ugly sweater level, but kitschy Christmas, red and green. So I think this is going to be great when it's finished. I'm excited to try it on, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that with my 24 stitches over 4 inches versus their 22 stitches, that somehow this is going to be the size that I want it to. And the only reason I'm holding out hope for that is because the last time I went up a size, I ended up with something that was way too big for me. So if I end up with a sweater that's too small, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm really not. Probably, and I want to say, this is not going to be finished for Christmas. I'm not going to be wearing this Christmas. I am realistic enough to know that a fingering weight sweater is not going to be finished in the next few days while I have things to do to get ready for the holiday. Not going to do it, not pressuring myself for that. By the way, this is Long Dog Yarns in the Colorway Poinsettia on her bounce sock base, and the green colorway is by Holly Press Fibers on her I need my glasses. It's her sock 75-25 blend. On her, that's why I can't see it. It's off the page here. Sheepish sock base, and the colorway is Tintagel. Look at those colors together. Isn't that amazing? I don't know how she does that, because it looks like a whole bunch of different colors blended together somehow, and I love this. That's just gorgeous. So that's Hinterland. The other thing that I have worked on, I think I worked on this some this week. I don't remember where I was at on this last week when I showed it, but this is the Perfect Pockets shawl, and it is by, gotta put the glasses on to look, Sonja Hood of Knot Yourself Out Crochet, and everything's falling, but here is where I am. So I'm in the middle of a row, but I have just added the next motif, I suppose you could call it, on here. So this is where it starts to get a little more lacy, and this is a fun stitch. You skip a stitch, do a double crochet, and then you do a double crochet around the stitch that you made. That was really cool to me. I don't know if that's a common thing that people do in crochet, but I found it fun to do, and I will be working more on this as time goes on. I am using, this is the other color I'm going to be using, but this is Lion Brand Heartland, and the teal color and the gray color, everything is listed below. So this is for a friend, and I would like to have it finished by the 2nd of January when we are planning to meet up, so that I can just hand it on over to her. But regardless, we're going to be meeting up, and dining together. So, that's that with whips this week, because I have not touched anything else since my last episode. But the reason that I wanted to talk to you guys today is because after Christmas, the 26th of December, I will be joining in the Solomon Poncho knit along with Cheryl of Wise Owl Knits, and she has this lovely poncho pattern. It will be up here, and this is the yarn that I bought to do it in. This is Cascade Eco Merino DK. It's 100% merino wool. It is undyed. And this just came today in the mail. And today is Sunday. So I don't know why all of a sudden the mail service is delivering on Sunday. I don't know if it's something that they realized that because of Amazon and being competitive they had to do, or because it is the holiday season, they need to get on top of things and get the packages delivered before Christmas. But I'm happy that they did it because now I get to show it. I was thinking, oh, I'll just wait until tomorrow and show my yarns and then edit and upload. But now I don't have to. Thank you, U.S. Postal Service. How often do you hear that? So what I wanted to say about this yarn, though, that's interesting to me, this is all undyed wool, but it came from 3 different dye lots. And when I looked at it, I first gathered it all up and looked at it and went, oh yeah, this is clearly, you can see the difference between the 2 different colors. Maybe one of them is, because I knew it was 3 different dye lots. They told me before they shipped it. And so I thought, maybe one is more similar to one of the 2 dye lots and whatever. So it clearly, to me, when I first looked at it, was 2 different dye lots. And then when I separated it into the dye lots I thought it was, I had a group of 4 that looked like one dye lot and a group of 3 that looked like the other dye lot. And then I started looking at the tags and what the dye lots were. Some of the lighter ones were part of the dye lots with the darker ones. And I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting that even within the same dye lot, just looking at them from afar, they look like not completely, but slightly different colors. So, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and alternate skeins as I go. I kind of feel like that might be a little overwhelming in a cabled pattern like this. The Solomon Poncho is cabled all over. By now you're seeing it. But yeah, so looking at these on screen, I don't see as much difference in them. So I have 7 skeins. The pattern by the yardage, I should need 8, but I am planning not to do the collar on it as big as what it is, and maybe not at all do it. I don't know. I'm going to have to see what I think, but really it was more that now I've got all 7 skeins here together. They are all on the screen and they all look the same on the screen. So interesting. But what I was going to say about that is, I don't know. What was I going to say about that? Oh, the collar. I'm going to play it by ear as I go. If I feel like I want to do something more with that collar, I will. I have even thought about the possibility of, making the collar a coordinating color. They only had 7 of this color at Wool & Company when I ordered it. And I was even thinking, oh, maybe I could order from a different place. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do these 7 for now. I have other brown colorways. So if I do want to do the collar a different color, I could do that or whatever. We'll see. As I go, I will decide. And oh my gosh, this yarn. I love this yarn. That's that for the upcoming plan of the knit along. I don't know how long that lasts. I highly recommend you check out Wise Owl Knits. She is on Instagram. She's also on YouTube. Her name is Cheryl. Follow her, like her, subscribe to her, and all that good stuff. Burra. I wanted to mention the Bur Cowl Contest. That is coming to a close at the end of this year. I still count whips. So if you have anything that you have done toward the Marie Wallin Burra Cowl, please submit that to me if you have not yet, because I will be doing my last draw for that at the beginning of the year. Wow, 2024 is almost here, you guys. Crazy, isn't it? So over here, I will list all of the other podcasters who are participating in that. I want to make sure everybody gets as many chances as they can to win a prize for the Bur Cowl Cowl, because that cowl is some color work. I mean, this Hinterland doesn't even compare. It is the cowl. It's all over color work in a tube all the way around your neck. So that's a lot of color work, and I haven't gotten there yet. So with all that said, I'm not going to get into comments this week. I may do that next time. But I do want to remind you to like, subscribe, survive, and thrive. And I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy the holidays with your families. And I hope to hear fantastic things from you about what you are working on and what you are doing with your families. So please feel free to comment below on anything I've talked about today, and enjoy your holiday season. Thanks for watching.